Hi, I am Dr. Ben Furman, and if you're watching this, you are a student in one or possibly more of my classes. So, the classes themselves are a lot of fun. We do cool stuff like looking at the history of technology and how that intersects with music. We do things like synthesis and working with microphones, programming interactive pieces and audio systems, and of course, doing sound design and scoring for video games. Again, a lot of fun. This is the slightly less fun part, where I have to talk to you about academic conduct expectations in class. So, one of the major values that the university strives to instill in all the students is that of academic honesty. Simply put, anything you turn in must be original work that you yourself have completed. And if you're using sources outside of yourself, they need to be properly quoted and cited in an appropriate bibliographic format. Word of advice, talk to your professors and figure out what format, because this may change from class to class. And for the record, I prefer the Chicago Manual of Style format. Also, as a little help, on my course pages, I have a link to online citation management sites, which are great. You just put in the ISBN number of the book, it automatically creates the citation. You just copy that and put it directly into your bibliography, and then you can use footnotes to cite that in your paper. Dead easy. Love it. But academic honesty also involves no cheating in any other way in the course. And that is the easiest thing to talk about, so let's start there. Direct cheating is anything such as the use of books or notes in exams unless otherwise specifically allowed by the instructor. There are times when I will do an open note exam. I will let you know ahead of time when I'm going to do that. Otherwise, no books, no notes. No acquiring exams or other academic materials. This is typically the case where you have a friend or a roommate who's taken the course the previous year and then gives you their test paper that's been corrected so you have all of the correct answers. That is definitely considered cheating, and the university does not look kindly on that. Same with using outside sources during exams, like pulling out your iPhone and looking something up on Google or Wikipedia. Please don't do that. Submitting work for another class. Generally, if you submit, say, a chemistry assignment, we'll just laugh about it. This is more something like if you were to take a paper from a similar class at another university and submit it for one of my classes. Then we would not be laughing about it. One that is more common, though, is submitting in unauthorized formats or manipulating the submission. For example, in all of my classes, any essays that I'm requiring you to turn in must be in Microsoft Office's Word format. That is either .doc or .docx. I do not accept anything else, and if you turn it in, you will get a 0. And the reason for that is that a lot of students, not necessarily in my classes, have taken to using a lot of random text that is colored white and then submitted as a PDF to submit that in order to boost the word count of an essay. And come on, I mean, we can easily tell when, you have one page where you've got absolutely nothing on it, and then on your first page you have a 2-line answer and you say, hey, that's 2,000 words. Please don't do it. It just annoys your professors. Finally, copying anyone else's work, allowing someone to copy your work, or submitting someone else's work as your own. That is expressly prohibited, And this also includes any use of artificial intelligence or AI. That is programs like but not limited to ChatGPT, Google Bard, Bing AI, or any of the other myriad number of programs that are out there. What is more common, whether intentional or unintentional, is plagiarism. And plagiarism is the use of someone else's work or ideas without giving proper credit according to the citation method required in class. Be aware, though, that this is not just for the final paper that you turn in. If you're doing drafts, this could be the draft as well. Anytime you are using any information that is not your own original work, you must put that material in quotations and you must properly cite it in the bibliography. Again, whether that is the final version or the drafts. So please use those citation management sites that I have on my course pages. They will help a lot with this. This includes direct quotations, where you're taking Bob's words out of his book and using them to strengthen your own argument in an essay. It includes paraphrasing, where you are taking what Bob said and restating it in your own words, even if you're not just restating it, but condensing it or otherwise editing the original words. Anytime you're using words or ideas that are not your own, it needs to be quoted and you need to cite the original author. This absolutely includes buying a paper off of the internet and submitting it. That is plagiarism. So is the use of AI in any form. Now, please note that since I teach primarily music classes, we're going to do stuff that involves sampling. And a lot of that is great, and a lot of that is a lot of fun, and everyone loves to hook up a mic and sample stuff and then make their keyboard play out the sound of paper crinkling or coins rattling or that really cool metal mixing bowl that you ping with your finger and it makes a cool sound. That's totally fine. Using any of the royalty-free sample sites that I have on my course pages, totally fine. They are royalty-free. Great. What it does not cover, however, is taking a commercial recording and using that in your own work, unless you have express written permission from the rights holder or the professional rights organization like ASCAP, BMI, SEAC, CCLM, or Harry Fox. That is plagiarism. Be advised that if you do want to get that license to do it, it's possible, but you will have to pay money in order to do that, and it can take some time. I have worked with a number of bands who have used commercial recordings for samples, and it can take anywhere from, a couple hours in the easiest case to nearly 6 months in the most extreme and difficult case. So stick to things that you record yourself or that you use from the royalty-free sample sites that I will provide links to. Next, we have unauthorized collaboration. Basically, unless you are told specifically otherwise, everything that you turn in should be your own individual work and not the result of working with other students, whether it's just two of you working together or in a group, and whether that is in person or online on a discussion forum for the class or on Discord or on Zoom or whatever other site you're using. You do your own work, they do their own work, and you are graded as individuals unless I specifically tell you that something is a group project. And again, this also includes the use of AI, whether that is having the AI model write an answer for you or just tidy up your own writing. Resubmission of work is not something that we normally see, but it does happen. and it is a violation of the academic conduct policy. So resubmission, basically any assignment that is assigned is intended to be completed only for the current assigned course. Resubmission typically occurs when a student submits something that is related from another class or from a different university, or if the student is taking the class a second time to go for a higher grade and they resubmit previous assignments. In that case, that is a violation of the university's academic code of conduct, and it has to be disciplined, sadly. So if you're retaking a course, you still have to redo all the assignments, even if you got a perfect score on an assignment the previous time. So to ensure that students follow the academic honesty policy in all the courses that I teach, I am required by the university to do as much as possible to mitigate opportunities for academic dishonesty to occur. Because of that, be aware that all assignments that you submit are subjected to review by anti-cheating software to detect direct cheating, plagiarism, and in particular, AI use. And if any academic dishonesty is detected, I will review it. Occasionally, there are false positives. It has happened. When they first rolled out the anti-cheating software, I had an entire class that was flagged for plagiarism because everyone used the word "the" in an essay response. And so that was a little aggressive on how it was detecting plagiarism. So yes, I do personally review everything that is flagged by the system. That said, if the system flags something, it has gotten considerably better now, and it generally points to the material that it thinks was plagiarized. It has full access to JSTOR, to Google Scholar, to a lot of other large data sets, along with books, quite a bit of stuff. So if I see something flagged, I will check it. And if I agree that it is plagiarism or other cheating, I will follow the university's policy for academic conduct violations and discipline, which starts off generally with an email to the dean of students, and depending on the severity, can include any or all of the following: immediate failure of the assignment, exam, or project. This means that it's not just the question. If you, say, plagiarized an answer to an essay question on a quiz, you would fail the entire quiz, not just the question. It could mean that the student is required to take an anti-plagiarism remediation course. And in more serious cases, it can mean things like the failure of the course, which would be a 0 for the course in the transcript. And given that I teach a number of courses that are worth 4 credits, that would have a very, very profound effect on your GPA. And in the most extreme cases, it can mean expulsion from the university. That said, fortunately, I have not had to deal with a lot of disciplinary hearings, and I have never seen a student expelled from the university for academic conduct violations in any of my classes. It has happened, but fortunately, not in any of my classes. So just to reiterate, please do not cheat, especially do not plagiarize. Anything that you're quoting from others, whether it's direct quotes or just an idea, has to be quoted. It has to be cited in a bibliography, and you have to acknowledge their work. Don't collaborate unless it specifically is assigned as a group work, assignment, or project. And please, please stay away from using AI to answer for you. In some cases, I have seen this in some of my colleagues' classes and has been hilariously hilariously evident that it was an AI that generated the answer. So please don't do it. And then again, for my classes, since this is generally going to be music related, make sure that you are only using samples from the authorized royalty-free sites that I have on the course pages, or that if you are using a commercial sample, that you have written authorization from the PRO to use that sample. That's a lot to take in. I realize that. So if you have any questions, please reach out. It could be something as easy as a quick email, or you could come to office hours. I can pull out the handbook and we can go over the policies in a lot more detail.